Okay, so let's begin. Let's still warm up a little bit. Okay, so either do it standing, which sort of march a little bit, or you can do it sitting down as well. Okay, so let's just march in the spots a little bit. Okay, as usual, just the posture again. It's much harder to breathe when we are kind of looking down or slouching down. Please try to bring your chest a little bit higher up. Okay, so push your chest bone up to the ceiling. Okay, try to look maybe a little bit further ahead. Okay, and your posture should naturally kind of get a little better as well. Okay, so let's just kind of march in the spines. If you can, strengthen the shoulders as well. Okay, and just kind of focus maybe more attention on your breathing now. Okay, just kind of notice what is moving, okay, what is not. And just try to, just for now, take a bigger breath in. Okay, maybe just try to take a bigger breath out as well. Okay, so let's relax the chest a little bit. So we're just going to look down. Okay, just so our usual warm up, looking down, breathing out fully. As you do so, okay, as you breathe in, take a big breath in. Pull the chest up, pull the shoulders back. Okay, arching it back a little bit. Okay, and once again, full breath out as you look down. Okay, and a full breath in as you look up. Okay, so maybe let's try 3 to 5 times in total. Okay, just kind of at your own pace. Okay, we're just trying to loosen up the trunk area so it's easier for us to take full breaths in and out. Okay, let's go side to side. Okay, so this time open the fingers. Okay, and then try to pull your shoulders back even further. Okay, while you look side to side. Okay, once again, 3 to 5 times per side, but really try to open the fingers. Okay, we look at different angles. So sometimes high up, sometimes a little bit lower. Okay, and relaxing for a second. Okay, still keep your chest up. Okay, tilt your head sideways. You can maybe stop moving your feet if that makes you feel more comfortable. Okay, we're just going to reach across. So as you reach across, you should feel a little bit of a stretch on the side of the neck. Okay, reach up behind the neck or the shoulders or the ears even. Okay, and breathing out. Okay, breathing in. Okay, only go as far as you feel comfortable. Okay, let's see if you can reach a little bit further in towards the hips. Okay, and then a little bit higher up. Or down your neck rather. Okay, so you might feel a little bit more tension as you try to pull the shoulders up. Okay, once again, try to reach across. Feel a little bit of stretch here. Okay, and then maybe a little bit of tension beside the neck. Okay, coming back down, shake it out. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so tilting ahead slightly. Okay, reaching across to our opposite hip. Okay, ensure you kind of try to come down a little bit as you try to reach into the opposite pocket. Okay, and maybe feel a little bit more tense as you reach up. Try to point your elbows up as just high as you comfortably can without going to pain. Once again, 3 to 5 times. Okay, coming back, give yourself just a little bit of a massage. Okay, it's a little tense. Okay, let's roll the shoulders a few times. Okay, focusing on, don't pull it up too much. Okay, just focus on pulling it kind of back and down. Okay, try to bring your spine along even as well. So as you push it forward, you might slouch a little bit. As you pull it back, kind of arch it back a little bit as well. Okay, and we match your breathing. So as you open up, take a breath in. Okay, as you Go down forward, breathe out. Okay, breathe through the switch directions. Okay, and relaxing the shoulders. Okay, let's open the shoulders a little bit more. So let's kind of bring it across. Okay, see if you can reach back a little more. Open up the hands each time you open up. Okay, so as you engage more muscles that help us to open up a little further, okay, kind of just boost our movement when you also engage the fingers as well. Okay, a little harder. Let's give ourselves a bigger hug. Breathing out fully and breathing in, squeezing back. Okay, breathing out. Okay, we just 3 to 5 times again. Okay, a little harder now. Okay, we're gonna reach back behind our pelvis. Okay, just trying to stay tall while you're doing so. Okay, take it a little more gentle. You can kind of take a breath in as you reach back and upwards a little bit. Okay, as much as your shoulders allows for it. Okay, and we're just gonna stay here a little bit. Okay, taking a breath in. Okay, try to pull your shoulders back, shows your elbows back. Okay, take a big breath in. Okay, and relax as you breathe out. Okay, and coming out. Okay, let's rotate the body a little bit. Still trying to take a full breath in. As you turn side to side. Okay, and let's just try to stretch the side a little bit as well. So we're just going to reach up and towards our midline. Okay, breathing in as we reach up. Okay, so let's try a little different. So let's take a breath in as you reach up. Okay, you're going to hold it and you're going to breathe out slowly. Okay, when you're done, come back in. And once again, breathing in. Okay, hold and breathe out. Try to bring the ribcage down a little bit. Okay, and switch side one more time. You can try to reach back a little bit as you do so. Once again, breath out. Okay, and when you out your breath, then switch. Okay, and just coming back and pausing for a second. Okay, so let's just speed up the walking just a little bit. Okay, let's do about maybe 30 seconds to a minute or so. Okay, just to kind of prime our brain. Okay, with a little bit more oxygen and other stuff. Okay, so just a little bit quicker just to get the heart rate just a little bit faster. Okay, and try to breathe in through the nose, and so also, since we're not going insanely fast, let's also try to breathe out through the nose as well. Just once again, pay attention to what is moving. Okay, what is below tense? Okay, is the air cold or hot? Is it dry? Does it sound like there's turbulence inside the air a little bit? Or inside the nose rather? Okay, how fast am I breathing in or breathing out? Okay, let's try to open up the nose a little bit. Okay, so for this one, if your hands are clean, you can kind of just hold it, kind of just press it against your nose, or you can just kind of hold your breath as well. Don't hold it for too much, okay, especially if you have other health conditions, if you're pregnant, etc. Okay, so just until the point where you feel like you need to breathe in. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a normal breath in, normal breath out. Okay, at the end of exhale, you're going to hold your breath, or you can just pluck your nose. Okay, and when you feel that urge to breathe in through the nose. Okay, so let's try. We're going to try this a couple times. Okay, and you can just adjust the pace to whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, so once again, normal breath in, normal breath out. At the end of the exhale, you're going to hold. Okay, when you feel the urge to breathe, then breathe in through the nose. Okay, and just a couple of normal breaths in. Okay, once again, maybe pay attention to, is there any difference at all? Okay, so we're going to try that maybe 2 more times. Okay, so this is a natural way for us to kind of open up the airways a little bit. Okay, so there's a little bit less turbulence in my nose now. Okay, but just go to your own limit. So not even your limit, just when you feel like you need to breathe in. So don't hold it for too long. Okay, so let's try one more time. So once again, breathing in, breathing out. At the end of the exhale, you're going to hold. Okay, when you feel like you have that urge to breathe, take a breath in through the nose. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, once again, breathing in. Okay, breathing out. Okay, at the end of the exhale, you're just going to either plug your nose or kind of just hold it. You can even count how many breaths you're taking. And when you need to take a breath, in through the nose. Okay, and just once again, pay attention to if there's any difference. Some people might feel like almost there's more saliva even. Okay, so carbon dioxide, when there's more of it in the blood, actually opens up the airways and things, even the blood vessels, okay, especially to the brain. Okay, we're just going to do this one more time. Okay, so just once again, take as long as you need. Just march it out for a few times. Okay, breathe normal, exactly how you would breathe normally. Okay, until you feel that you can slow, calm your breathing back down first. If you feel like after you hold your breath, you need to kind of huffing and puffing, you're holding it for too long. Okay, so it's just a small kind of breath hold, nothing that we need to gasp for air afterwards. Okay, still pay attention to your posture if possible. Okay, let's try the breath hold one more time. Okay, so once again, breathing in, breathing out, hold it at the end of the exhale, breathe in through the nose when you feel that urge to breathe in. Okay, so let's try that. So breathing in, okay, breathing out, and on the exhale, we're gonna hold. When you feel that urge to breathe in, then you can take a breath in through the nose. Okay, just calm your breathing back down first. Okay, so let's slow back down. Okay, so keep moving a little bit. Move your feet a little bit, just slow down. Okay, at this point, maybe pay attention to your breathing again. Okay, almost try to slow your breathing back down a little bit. Okay, pay attention as you breathe in. Where is it moving? Where is it not? Or just in general, how it feels around the body. Okay, if you can just sit down, continue standing up, completely up to you. But let's just kind of pause and sit for a second maybe. Okay, still paying more attention to our breath for now. Okay, so first thing we are going to adjust is just our sitting posture. Okay, so um, especially our pelvis. Okay, so um, the pelvis can kind of rock forward and back a little bit. Okay, generally most people do this way too much, so they're rocking backwards. Okay, so kind of even go all the way. Okay, and just see how big of a breath. So even slouch a little bit if you want to. Take a breath in. Okay, just pay attention to how big of a breath it is or how much work it takes. Okay, try to do the opposite. Almost try to pull your belly button forward. Okay, so push your belly forward. You bring your chest up. You can go all the way. And once again, take a breath in. So feel where is it moving or where is it not. You might find your belly moves more because our chest cannot move anymore because our chest is already kind of arched up all the way already. There's not much we can move anymore on top. So we want to be somewhere almost in between. Okay, so not all the way rolled back, onto, not all the way arching forward. Okay, just somewhere kind of in the middle. You're gonna feel like you're sitting on two pieces of bone underneath your butt. Okay, still try to bring your chest slightly higher up, shoulders still a little wider, and let's try to take a couple of breaths in here. So it should feel relatively easy to take a breath in. Okay, so everywhere might move a little bit. Okay, so let's check the top and the bottom first. Okay, so still you can put a hand on your chest, okay, one on your belly, okay, and you're just going to feel which part is moving, which is not. Still be mindful of our posture. Okay, so ideally the top hand doesn't move very much. It's mostly the bottom hand that goes out a little bit as you take a breath in. Okay, and kind of sinks in a little bit as you take a breath out. And maybe just even at this point, still be aware of what your head is doing. Okay, so if you bring your chest up a little tad higher, okay, you just bring your head slightly further back. Okay, so once again, the goal is to put a head on top in terms of posture, is to put a head on top of our shoulders, okay, and then our shoulders kind of on top of our hips. Okay, so everything's stacked on top of each other. Okay. If you're not used to it, you might feel a little tense. Okay, see if you can still hold that posture, but use as little tension as you can. Okay, so using our breath. Okay, when we're tense, we tend to just tighten everything, especially the breathing. So see if you can just kind of keep that taller posture. Okay, while still being to take a full breath in, full breath out. Okay, we notice suddenly your breathing is a little faster than before. Okay, and let's try to do the same thing just without the hand here. Okay, see if you can still feel what is moving or what is not. Okay, so second part, let's learn to move our ribs as well. So the ribs kind of go from the sternum on the chest bone, kind of goes around, and kind of wraps back around the spine. And so think of it like an umbrella. As you open the umbrella, it opens up in all directions. Again, as you close the umbrella, everything comes back in. Okay, so same with our ribs. When we take a breath in, the umbrella, the ribs open up. pulling the air in. Okay, as you breathe out, your brother closes. Okay, and the breathing kind of comes back down. Okay, but while you're still in this toilet posture. Okay, so you can either use your hands, your fingers to feel it. Okay, so either if you are flexible enough, you can kind of just pull your shoulders back and touch your ribs. You can also use what we used last week, the resistant band. Untie mine. And if at any point you start to feel like you're lightheaded, just go back to your normal breathing. Just pause. Okay, at any point during this class. Okay, so once again, just kind of start a little bit lower than your chest bone. So maybe you find your chest bone area and go down to a little dimple in where it caves in a little bit, maybe around that level or so, or even a little bit lower. Okay, so it doesn't have to be very tight, but tight enough that you feel it kind of pulling in a little bit. Okay, so just to give us a little bit of feedback to feel like when we're pushing against something. Okay, once again, let's check our posture first. So somewhere in the middle, chest still a little taller, shoulders still a little wider. Okay, breathing in and out through the nose just a couple of times. Okay, and this time if you just pay a little more attention to the area around the band. Okay, and as you breathe in, you might feel like you're pushing against the band a little bit. Okay, and as you breathe out, just allow the band to pull the ribs back down, and you might feel the exhales a little faster than before. Okay, or it might not. Okay, just pay attention, maybe just see what that feels in your body. And just allow yourself to fully exhale. Okay, so let's pay more attention to the ribs now. Okay, so can we take a breath in and just imagine really try to push the band out a little bit? Just kind of explore. You see if you can feel that you can find some ways where you can almost push against the band a little bit more. And you can pay attention to the back, so remember the ribs wrap all the way around. Okay, so let's change position a little bit. Let's try and move the back ribs a little bit. So you either lean forward a little bit more. You can also, if you have a stool or something like that, it might be easier to prop your foot up a little bit. Okay, so you don't have to bend down so much. Okay, just kind of lean forward a little bit. You can round your back a little bit. And once again, as you take a breath in, okay, just kind of feel this indifference. Okay, so I kind of feel like I'm still taking a smaller breath in and out. Okay, so I don't feel my belly moving very much right now as I lean forward. My ribs do feel like it's moving, but it's not quite as much as before. And I do feel my back maybe moving up just a slight amount. Okay, so this could all be different for you. Okay, maybe just pay a little more attention. Okay, and just see if you can be trying to breathe a little more into the back area. Okay, so as I try to take a really big breath in, my back now feels like it's moving just a little bit more than before. So maybe just explore and see how you can just try to move the back area slightly more. Okay, so it probably doesn't really show up on camera because I'm a little far away as well. Okay, so let's kind of come back out. Okay, and kind of just take a couple of normal breaths again. Okay, so now let's try practice telescopic breath. Okay, so you can either have the band still wrap across if you want to, okay, or you can untie it, whatever is comfort for you. Okay, but let's try to have our hands on our thighs. Okay, just the base of thighs. Okay, once again, still be careful you're not starting too much. So let's reset. Okay, so try to maybe just move back and forth a few times first. Okay, focusing on bringing our chest back up. Okay, still sitting more on our sit bone. Okay, so if you feel like you're sitting on like a fleshy part, it might be too far back. Okay, if you feel like you're sitting on a kind of the more the meaty part of the leg, okay, you might be too far forward. Okay, so there should be two bones underneath. Okay, still chest a little taller, shoulders a little wider. Okay, so this time as you take a breath in, try to expand a little bit through the diaphragm, expand a little bit through the ribs, okay, but try to make yourself taller as you do so. Okay, so let's take a breath in. Okay, push the back of your head up. Imagine there's a book on your head and you're trying to keep it there, but try to push it up. Okay, as you breathe out, kind of hold that kind of length, the height rather. Okay, and once again, try to get yourself taller. Okay, you should almost feel like you're pulling your head slightly backwards. Okay, because you're trying to push the back of the head up. Back and tight a little bit, that's okay. Okay, so let's move the diaphragms and move the ribs a little bit more. So this one, I'm just going to tie it back again. Okay, so this time without kind of breathing, really matching the breathing, you see if you can just push your ribs up. Okay, so the arm muscles between the ribs that open up. Okay, so see if you can I'll just play around, see if you can, even without really matching the breathing, see if you can pull your ribs open against the band. Okay, we just kind of expand, we hold it for a little bit, and relax slowly. It might help with just breathing a little bit. Okay, you might feel like you're sucking in your stomach a little bit as well. Okay, so that's what we're gonna try next. Okay, so we're just gonna stay tall. Okay, we're gonna take a full breath in. As you breathe out, okay, pull your belly button in and try to expand your ribs a little bit more. Okay, so just do our best. Okay, it um, might be hard to control you just haven't quite got this part there. Okay, but let's give it a go anyway. Okay, so take a breath in. Okay, still mindful of our posture first. Okay, so still take a breath in. Okay, as you saw my shoulders moving a little bit. Okay, I feel my ribs expanding. Okay, as I breathe out, okay, I'm trying to breathe out fully. Okay, stuck in my stomach, opening up my ribs a little bit. Okay, hold for a second, half a second to a second. You relax those muscles. Okay, and take a breath in. Okay, couple of breaths until we are back to on cover normal breathing. Okay, once again, pay attention to my diaphragm expanding. Okay, and my ribs expanding a little bit. Okay, so it's not all belly, it's not all ribs. Okay, let's try one more time. Okay, so just normal breath in. Be careful of posture. Okay, breathing out. Okay, breathing out fully. Squeeze the stomach in. expand the ribs a little bit. Hold for half a second to a second. Relax those muscles. Okay, and just return back to a normal breathing again. Okay, we're just going to do one last time. Okay, once again, breath in. Okay, breath out. Okay, stop again. Full breath out. Try to open the ribs just a little bit, a little hard to control. Hold it for a second, or half a second to a second. Relax those muscles and going back to our regular breathing. Okay, so let's untie the band. Okay, let's just try to, so those are more just for practice. Okay, let's go back, practice how we might want to normally breathe in. Okay, so reset if we need to, so even turn a little bit. Okay, so reset. Okay, so once again, don't let yourself kind of round forward so much. Okay, belly button slightly forward maybe. Okay, just feel your pelvis, which part of pelvis you're sitting on. Or if you're sitting on the base, kind of the fleshy part of your leg, or is it more towards your tailbone? You want just somewhere in the middle. Okay, and once again, chest bone slightly just a little bit higher, shoulders a little higher, sorry, wider rather. The head be slightly backwards. Okay, but if you bring your chest up, shoulders back, your head naturally almost want to go back a little bit already. Okay, so let's just take a couple of breaths in. Again. Okay, so first step, try to breathe a little deeper. So remember, deeper just means into our diaphragm, into the lower ribs. Okay, so we're using the whole lung, not just the top, okay, which would be on the upper chest. Okay, so just kind of still pay attention to your own breathing. Pay a little more attention to your ribs. Okay, so let's try to breathe, add one more step. Let's try to breathe in a little bit lighter. Okay, so it's the same analogy. Okay, imagine the nose and your hair doesn't even move as you breathe in and out. You could imagine there's someone beside you, the person cannot hear your breathing. And the person, we cannot even really tell if you're breathing in or breathing out. So everything moves kind of slowly and smoothly. Okay, you automatically kind of breathing a little bit less, okay, because you're technically also breathing a little bit slower as well. Okay, so a little bit of air hunger where you feel like you're not getting quite enough air, that's okay. Okay, but not to the point where you, after a few breaths, you need to kind of huffing and puff a few times. Okay, in that case, speed up your breathing a little bit. Okay, so just a tolerable amount of kind of air hunger. Okay, let's also make it a little bit slower by kind of pacing our breath in. Okay, so there are actually apps where you can kind of time yourself. You can set up how long the breathing in and breathing out. Okay, but for now, I'm just going to count it out. So I'm going to say in, 2, 3, 4, and then out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And as an exhale, just pause and try to relax for one count. Okay, and then going to go in, 2, 3, 4, and then out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we're in for 4 seconds, out for 6 seconds. Okay, so let's reset again. Because any position for too long, right? Our body tends to get a little stiffer. Okay, so reset, going back to our better posture. Okay, everything stacked on top of each other. Okay, just find a breath again. Okay, so a bit deeper. Okay, and then lighter first. Okay, and then we're going to add the counting on the pace. Okay, so let's breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Couple more times. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do one last time. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, just continue for maybe a few more breaths. Okay, so let's go and take it into moving. Okay, so let's today maybe let's not do the qigong. Let's try something a little bit different. So we're going to continue the pace count. Okay, let's make it a little bit slightly faster. So let's, instead of 10 seconds, let's do 6 seconds. Okay, so let's try kind of 2 seconds in, okay, and then 4 seconds out. Okay, so be in, 2, okay, and then out, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, out, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's just still get our heart rate slightly faster again. Okay, so as you move a little faster, your breathing would match most of the time. You're going to breathe a little faster as well. Okay, but we're just going to be as relaxed as we can. Okay, so imagine kind of like even as people go scuba diving, as they go in the water, as they swim around, the heart rate, everything might speed up, okay, but they're using up oxygen, right? Try to slow it down a little bit. Okay, you can think of that, almost that sort of scenario. Okay, or even just people free diving without the tank, okay, they need to slow, even though they are exerting themselves, they need to calm themselves down, they need to make the heart rate a little bit slower. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just do a kind of a squatting movement. Okay, so just to review, okay, we're going to be pushing our butt back, big bend from the hips. Okay, knees, try to remember not to cave them in. See if you can push them out a little bit. Okay, so going to breathing out as you do this, reaching forward. Okay, and for count to 2 counts again. Okay, as you breathe in, you're going to open up. Okay, open for the hand, open the body. Okay, for kind of the 4 counts. Okay, and you're going to do 2 seconds. Okay, and then the 4 counts. Okay, so remember you're not so much looking down, keep looking forward almost. Okay, you're just pushing your butt back. Okay, push the butt back so you're still looking forward. If you look at your feet, your body's going to follow and you're going to be sink your chest in and we end up in this posture. Okay, so try to look further away. If you need to, keep even look exactly forward or even a little bit upwards. Okay, that will help to keep your chest up. Okay, you can see that almost bend my back a little bit too much even. Okay, but if we have a tendency to run, then we might want to exaggerate by just looking forward. Okay, so let's give that a try. Okay, so when you go down, let's do 3 and 6. These so we down 1, 2. Okay, then in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we are breathing in. So you're breathing in fully. Okay, breathing out, breathing in. Okay, maybe not even worry about the count too much. Okay, just let's do it. Next time I will have the sound in. That will make it a little easier. Okay, but let's just try to breathe out. For 1, 2. Okay, breathing in, breathing out. So try to breathe more into the diaphragm, the ribs. Okay, so I actually kind of think I kind of messed up the, so it should actually be breathing out as you go down. They take that a little bit long actually, and then breathing in for a little shorter. Okay, so sorry, I got that mixed up. It should be rather be kind of breathing out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, breathing in, 1, 2. Okay, and out, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 1, 2. Okay, so a little bit slower on the breathing out. Okay, a little faster on the breathing in. Okay, but anyway, let's try slightly different movements. Okay, so we're still just paying more attention to our breath. Okay, while we're moving around. Okay, so what we're gonna do is gonna just shift our weight side to side a little bit. Okay, so remember you're not just pushing hips out, you're actually pushing your weight onto one leg. Okay, you should feel that you can kind of almost tap your toes on the opposite side. Okay, so it's very similar to almost a lot of the Tai Chi steps. Okay, so a lot of times they're able to lift the toes up because their weight is centered on the other leg. Okay, we're doing something similar. Okay, we're just shifting our weight to the point where we can just kind of almost very easily, very lightly tap our toes. Okay, so we are, don't worry about the counting this time. Okay, we're just going to take a big breath in, going to shift one way. Okay, try to open up. Okay, and you're going to breathe back out. Maybe even go into almost a ready position. Okay, now sinking down a little bit. Keep breathing out fully. The star sticks. Breathe in, opposite direction. Lock where you want to go. Open the fingers. Okay, if you want to look a little more pretty for Tai Chi, then you need to get your body a little more upright. Don't bend the knees as much, but stay tall. Okay, so a little bit. You can try to reach a little bit further away if you feel comfortable. Use your opposite toe to help by counterbalancing. Okay, look at the balance involved as well. Reach out, try to separate the fingertips. And just coming back to the middle. Okay, so a lot of times when we practice this kind of breathing stuff, it doesn't always have to be the Tai Chi-like movements. It could be something simpler. Okay, just trying to be able to still slow your breath down. Okay, still be able to breathe a little deeper, a little bit lighter. Okay, maybe a little bit slow. Okay, and all the meanwhile keeping a better posture. Okay, so kind of it's that kind of relaxed tension. Okay, so Tai Chi looks very soft, but it doesn't mean that they are kind of slouch and collapse. Okay, they're still using their muscle strength to kind of be very strong inside the core. Okay, even the hands might be flowing a little bit more, so it's very light in the extremities. Okay, but there's enough tension, enough stiffness in the trunk so that they are stable as well. Okay, so that's that kind of relaxed tension that we're trying to aim for. Kind of like when we're sitting there, we want to sit tall, but not to the point where we're just all stiff. Okay, just to the point where we can hold ourselves up, okay, but still be able to take a gentle breath in, gentle breath out. Okay, so just enough tension to keep ourselves stacked up properly. Okay, so I think that's all the time we have for today. So thank you for coming. Next time, I'll probably get an app so that you don't have to hear me count. It'll be just a sound that'll make it easier for everyone. Okay, but hope everyone have a good day and maybe see everyone next time.